Peace. It's O.G.B.O for Ministry of Information. Listen, brothers, this is for my brothers. You're never too old to pursue a better quality lifestyle. When I was coming up, I've always admired my uncle and my big cousins. I admired them because they were the type of fathers that I ultimately became. They worked, and their wives were homemakers. And that's a job within itself. Sisters, don't ever feel ashamed to say that you're a stay-home mom. I mean, count your blessings to be able to be with someone who loves you enough to allow you the option to stay home and make that house a home and raise those children. And brothers, don't be ashamed if you're not that type of husband or man, boyfriend at this stage in your life. If you desire to be that, qualify yourself. During the summer, for an example, take you a couple of classes and try the avenue less traveled. I always say this when I'm out and about. There's a lot of talk about going to college and getting degrees and things of that nature. I'm not going to knock that. But in my personal experiences, I wish someone would have told me earlier that you can go to trade school and do just as well, if not better. You can go learn to be an electrician and make 50 plus an hour. HVAC technician, industrial mechanic. It's all sorts of things, that you can go to school, trade school to be, that will put you in a position to get more money. Especially if you 20 and 30 in your 30s and 20s. Now, you can do this 40s and 50s, It's never too late. Now, to be honest with you, opportunities do kind of dry up as you get older. I'm learning this as an industrial mechanic. You don't get as many callbacks, even though your skill level is at a great place, right? People tend to look at your age and start thinking insurance. If you're going to be able to give them a good 5-10 years without getting sick and having to take time off because your knees bad and your joints getting bad on you and things like that, people actually think this way. But even with that, I'm gonna give you a story. When I first went to school, first started college, J. Sergeant Reynolds, I had to go and meet with my professors. And the first one I had to meet with was because I was majoring in culinary arts and business. The first one I had to meet with was Chef Miller. Somebody tag Mr. Miller when J. Sergeant Reynolds, Chef Miller. I remember when I got in his office, I wasn't there a good 30 seconds. He's looking over my paperwork and he already made an assessment of me. And he starts in with, I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. Rashid. I don't think you're taking the right course at your age. And I stopped him. And I said, respectfully, I'm not here for a degree per se. I'm here to learn technique. And he kind of looked, squinch his eyes a little bit. I said, I'm already self-employed. I'm already moving a mobile kitchen. I got my sights on bigger things, but I'm not here for the degree. I'm going to do what I'm passionate about with or without the degree. I'm here to learn technique. And I gave him a piece of humble pie that day. And I think my humble pie I gave him was a little warm. He turned a little reddish around the face. But but don't let no one take the air out of your dream. Sometimes you just gotta alter your perception. Now, if you're going for something and you're doing it with the hope of getting a job, I'll be real with you. As you get older, some opportunities will dry up. But if you're going to create a job for yourself, the sky's the limit. But the point for this message today, for those to whom it applies, if you want to be the type of husband or boyfriend that creates an environment where you're working and the wife, girlfriend, or baby mama can stay at home and make the house a home and take care of the children, you're going to have to qualify yourself. And brothers, if you have not started a family yet, get started qualifying yourself before you say I do, or before you put yourself in a situation where you're going to be a father. Get that qualification. Be able to write your own ticket in life. You don't want to have to be 40 and 50 years old going for jobs as a cleaner. You know, and I'm not knocking people who clean for a living. I don't know if you heard that, the cat making love. Let me get from out here. This this O.G.B.O for Ministry of Information. Till next time. Peace.